2012 was a dreadful year for Penn State on special teams, as the Nittany Lions ranked no higher than 9th in any Big Ten category. But winds of change have blown in 2013, and the Lions have seen marked improvement across the board. A tenacious player on the field while at Penn State and a great father off the field. Welcome back to the Blue White Tailgate Show. Happy to be joined right now by former Penn State All-American and current Bengal, Devin Still. Devin, thanks for joining us. The story has truly touched everyone. Has anything surprised you about this story, whether it was how the Bengals, an NFL organization, treated you, Coach Payton reaching out and purchasing 100 jerseys, or even Coach Kelly with the gift basket?
I think it's two things that really stuck out to me. One is definitely what the Bengals are doing, because as everybody knows, the NFL is based off performance, and it's based off what you can do on the football field.
The confidence that started right here in the north end zone will carry the Lions into the bye week, and they hope it'll make the trek out to Columbus, where Penn State hopes to beat Michigan and Ohio State in the same season for only the third time. For the Blue White Tailgate Show, I'm Andrew Kalista. Hey, this is Chicago we're talking about, and just another Saturday in the Big Ten for Penn State. Right, Husker Tom?
6 points, Nittany Lions.
Don't worry, Steve. You won't get fined for this.
I thought that was.
How you really feel, Andrew?
I'm concerned it's sugar-coated.
Yeah.
All right.
Those Spartans, always a big challenge, and we'll get to Will Tiemann to talk about them in just a bit. But first, a recruiting update, and one question on everybody's mind. Will Penn State offer a specialist this season? And Coach Huff said this on a teleconference. Yeah, they want to. That's the plan. But they have too many holes to fill in the boat right now that's leaking. Not necessarily sure I agree with that. Don't think the ship is taking on water. Rivals 100 DB Garrett Taylor out of Richmond, Virginia, the former Michigan commit, visited Ohio State last week. Liked it. Got to talk about the scholarship situation out there, but he's here in Happy Valley this week on an official visit. Hopefully Coach Franklin can impress him. He understands that Penn State is in a rebuilding mode. And one other thing, LSU is also on his list. Some 2016 offers going out. Connor McGovern out of Lake Lehman. Coach Hand likes him at center. And also QB Jake Zembek nearing a decision. Also, Austrian Johnson, the defensive tackle. Maryland's still the favorite right there for him. We take a look at the Health South injury update board. The usual cast of characters add Christian Campbell, Brandon Bell, Bill Belton. That's a lot of alliteration. All in doubt for the finale against Michigan State, but we're not really sure. We don't get to talk injuries with the staff. Heck, we don't even get to talk to the coaches after the game. Steve, back to you. Talk about growing your brand. You're playing in the world's most famous arena, MSG. Great atmosphere is going to be there. Third time Penn State's played in an NHL ring. Pittsburgh, Philly, now New York City.
That's great. It's really another big-time opportunity to grow a young program. Well, let's get back to this season and some big plays the Lions made the past weekend.
Yeah, and let's start with the Aaron's amazing save of the week. Matt Scoff, game 2. Loose puck in front. Tyler Mott robbed. Fancy glove work. Mott in disbelief. Take another look. What a save by Scoff the Hoff. Ozzie Smith would be proud of that glove work right there. Disappointing showing for the Lions in Game 1. Mariucci, always a tough place to play once that snowball gets rolling. The Lions looking for some momentum. They go to a goalie switch in Game 2. PJ Musico was making his first start in 370 days. Rough start. One thing you can't do is turn the puck over against the Gophers. Great moves by Boyd as he skates through and puts his own rebound over Musico. 1-0 Gophers in the first. In the second now, Lions looking for the equalizer. Great pass by Connor Varley off the boards to Loic. He picks a spot and shoots. That's what he does. Beats Shabrowski. Glove side, all square at one. Huge goal for the Lions' confidence. Third period, Gophers smell blood. Boyd carries in, puts it on net low, and Tom Sarator, perfect shot, beats Musico in the corner, and that's your game winner as the Gophers go on to win 2-1 for the weekend sweep. Musical, great effort, 35 saves in the loss, but the home fans go home happy from Mariucci. And the Cove Crunch of the week, great hit here on Sam Warning. You heard it, Zach Sauer knocks him down with the big hit. The guy is fearless. Take another look, lines him up, lowers the shoulder, and then lowers the boom. And watch the guy in the front row. He's going to get up there, and he's going to pound on some glass. He's loving it. Take a look. Guess who that guy is? It's Jay Paterno, local celebrity in the house.
Got good seats there, right up against the glass. So big plays in Big Ten play.
Things a little quiet on the recruiting end.
Yeah, very quiet right now. It's been a lull with commitments, but hey, that's the way recruiting goes. This week, I fully expect that to change, but it's not like they weren't active during the spring. They had 25 kids, over 25 kids actually. Their buses were parked outside of Losh, outside of Haluba Hall. They were up there. Shane Simmons was one of the guys, Miles Sanders. Those guys are acting like the 10th assistant coach, and you know that's key because it doesn't matter what a coach is saying. I want to know where my boys are going and where we're going to have a good time playing and things like that. At least from a kid's standpoint, coaches-wise, Todd, you know that relationships are big. Coach Franklin hosted a bunch of coaches from the Tri-State area up here. Had a great time, and it was like chalk talk. It wasn't preaching philosophy and talking down to these high school coaches. It was actually, let's get in the room and dial up some plays.
Look, they want to make them feel like they're all part of the team. They're all part of the group. Where are we at in the rankings? For recruiting, it's about the national rankings. Where are the Nittany Lions currently?
Well, for all you stargazers out there, as we take a look at the Rivals.com national rankings, number one, of course, you have Al Golden doing a great job of bringing home some early bacon with those 20 commitments. Florida State, you see Ole Miss there, Georgia, Ohio State at number 5, and then you have Penn State at number 15. Slow start, right? Like I said, Todd, I fully expect that to change. It's a big weekend. Not going to let anything out of the bag, but I think the bat signal is going to be going off sometime Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon.
Penn State only 5 commits, yet they're still up there in the top 20 with that. Okay, some of the commits, who are they?
Well, right off the bat, you got to start with Lavert Hill. He's 5'10", he's a cornerback, the best corner in the state of Michigan. Picked Penn State over the Buckeyes, the Wolverines, plays physical. He loves to be up on the line of scrimmage playing that press coverage, which is what you need to do in the national landscape today. Has some great ball skills. I just take a look at his film. He goes up, gets the interception at the high point. Also very good with his off arm coming around on a defender. And hey, let's go back to Pennsylvania. Connor McGovern, the number 1 center prospect in the country. His tape just flat out speaks for himself. I was told by a coach, you don't pull a center unless he's all-state. This kid is all-state. He has more pancakes than an IHOP, Todd.
And Lord knows I love to eat at IHOP. All right, well, you mentioned the kids before, a couple of them that were out there. Miles Sanders and Shane Simmons. These two guys are going to be players as well.
Miles Sanders has an offer sheet that you could compare to any of the great college running backs that have played over the last decade. This guy could do it all. You take a look at his film, and like I said, this is why Alabama's recruiting him. Look at his footwork. I mean, Emmitt Smith better watch out. I mean, I'm talking like Dancing with the Stars, mirror ball trophy. He has explosion through the hole, and you know, he also has power. He's not afraid to throw off that off arm with a stiff arm, but just watch him here. The acceleration in through the hole, and just look at the power. Lowers the shoulder, bounces it outside, and then takes it for another 40 yards. Turn on the burners, get to the outside. A phenomenal back, Todd, and I know you're a Friday Night Lights fan. You love high school football
movies.
Absolutely. Friday Night Lights, his Twitter handle, @BoobyMiles_4. Who paying you? You from Midland? I mean, that's the kind of athlete that this kid is. And Shane Simmons, we saw him last year go up against some guys that are currently on Penn State's roster. Jay Cooper went to Math that came in to play Archbishop Wood. I mean, just has a great lean, has that Lawrence Timmons lean, and he's only going to be a senior.
Who says it's the offseason? The man is bringing the energy, talking about recruiting. Andrew, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing a lot of the guys out there for the Blue-White game, which is coming up here shortly. And we'll be right back on the Blue-White Tailgate.
In a few hours, Penn State takes on UCF. So, how did the Lions get to Ireland? Wednesday, 12:45, Coach Franklin meets with us at Beaver Stadium. An hour of chit-chat, head over to Losh for practice at 4:30. Team dinner, load up, wait for Steve Jones because he's always late, and bus 99 miles to Harrisburg. Load up the 747 for a 3,244-mile flight in 6 hours and 21 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot. Avoid the volcano. Land in Dublin around 5 a.m.
Customs is a huge deal. I mean, you think about all the equipment that we're going to have to take over there.
Really? Customs? In the U.S., you could just walk right across the border. I kid. No, but seriously. Now it's time to relax for the team, right? Wrong.
Everybody keeps talking about, wow, what a great cultural experience for the players, but you know, it's not like we're going to be touring the countryside. You know, we got a tight schedule.
Head to Croke Park for lunch. Meetings, then practice at UCD at 4 p.m. Lights out late that night. Thursday, meetings and an early afternoon practice. Then dinner at the Guinness Storehouse. That sounds great. Friday, morning walkthrough, sightseeing in the afternoon, pep rally, meetings, bed checks. 9 a.m. wake-up call. head to Croak for 11. Kickoff at 1:30 local time. Penn State wins 23-17. Over to the airport, leave the Guinness at Customs, back to Harrisburg, PA, then 99 miles back to Losh. 6,700 miles traveled. Is it Akron week yet, guys? Is there any fan base that travels better than Penn State? And no, Notre Dame Subway alumni doesn't count. Over 15,000 at Croke Park for the game, from all corners of the globe.
I'm Steve from Bangkok, Thailand.
I'm Tom from Perth, Western Australia.
I'm Dave from Houston, Texas.
Well, Penn State victory would definitely be the best part, but really just catching up with old friends and making new friends. That's what it's all about.
What a time they had. From Waterford to the Cliffs of Moher, Lion fans were everywhere. Dublin was rocking for the pep rally Friday, and Penn Staters rocked the pubs in the morning. Did you know Dublin has a castle? And for fans, Sam Ficken is king. Aren't you glad he had a business class seat on the flight over? And to cap my week off, I departed from gate 409. Thanks a lot, Steve. And yes, I am an official, so I do know more than the average bear. Is anybody surprised we're talking about officials again? I mean, this is the Big Ten, and we all know, yes, they do suck. Let's start with the basics. Replay officials use the feed from TV. So the Big Ten says only the overhead view was available. Check out that view. Am I missing something? Pretty clear to me. But I'm only 28, not 63 like your average replay official. 5 plays later, slow it down. Yeah, that's a false start. Responsibility, head linesman Rick Kruger, former Michigan football player. Ohio State's 49-yard field goal, 1-1,000, 2-1,000. Get the picture? 4 seconds later, no flag. That's egregious. Responsibility, Scott Buchanan, back judge from Massillon, Ohio. The Big Ten, no comment on discipline, even though he was previously suspended in 2002. Forget this, not reffing to Big Ten standards. Hey, we didn't even get into the interference calls, spotting of the ball, timing issues, not once, but twice. Right, Coach?
I know you guys would love for me to give you a sound bite that not only would sell papers for you guys, but also would give me a big fine. I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to focus on the things that I can control, which is our players and our coaches and our program and loving these kids and coaching them and putting them in a position to be successful.
Oh well, worth a shot in postgame. In all, I submitted 5 plays and 10 questions to the conference office. They answered 1. Incomplete, of course, and you guessed it, hashtag no comment on the others. And won't make any disciplinary actions public. But hey, this is Chicago we're talking about. And just another Saturday in the Big Ten for Penn State. Right, Husker Tom?
6 points. Nittany Lions.
Don't worry, Steve. You won't get fined for this.
I thought that was.
How you really feel, Andrew?
I'm concerned it's sugar-coated.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
What's up, guys? Andrew Kalista back with another golf training story. Last week we showed you the golf simulator up at Penn State, but this week I'm over at Victory Sports with Scott Everhart, who's TPI certified in golf performing fitness. This is what you want if you want to take your game to another level. And Scott, you ready to put me through a workout?
Let's do it, Andrew.
All right, let's start it.
All right, Andrew, the first exercise we're going to do is called a medicine ball figure 8. All you're going to do, you're going to get an athletic stance. You're going to draw your stomach in. Just make a nice big figure 8. And this is a core exercise. We use this to train some of the intrinsic muscles. We want to hit about 20 reps here. So first phase, we're just going to make a big 8 pattern. Stomach is in, hips are back. He's doing a good job keeping his lower half relatively still. All right, now let's get those hips turning. Rotate the hips, turn the hips. Bend your knees, keep your knees bent. Now start to pivot on that outside foot. Pivot. Because in golf, you want to train, in training, you want to work the dominant side and the non-dominant side of your body to help develop some athleticism. There's another core exercise, and this focuses on glute activation. And I'm just going to use this little yellow band. I'm going to put it around your feet. About shoulder width apart, Andrew. Bend your knees. So athletic stance, you're going to take your foot. You're going to move that foot out about 2 to 3 inches and bring it right back in. Let's alternate right leg, left leg. So you want to do about 6 on each leg. Doesn't take a lot. You should start to feel this in your butt.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
Got it? It's a great exercise to help activate your glutes. So Andrew, the next exercise I have for you is a stability exercise with a rotation element. You want to stand on one leg at a time. You want to hold tension in every muscle in your leg. Stomach is in, smashing that ball together. Good posture here. Squeeze your back together.
So kind of like it's the takeaway.
Right.
On the swing.
Correct, the load. And we just want to rotate back to the left. Trying to keep everything very, very still below the waist. Holding tension throughout the leg. Stability is probably one of the most important elements of training for a golfer, and also one of the most overlooked. So the next exercise we're going to do is a stabilization exercise, mostly the upper body, but we're going to take a band, get in a nice athletic stance again. Okay, so hips are back, good posture through your back. Interlock your fingers around the handle, retract those shoulder blades, and then stick your hands straight out in front of you. Try not to let the band waver your hands from the midline of your body. You just want to hold them as still as possible for about 10 seconds, okay? Harder than it looks, isn't it? Oh, yeah. So if I want to make it a little harder on you, just tap those hands in either direction, trying to annoy them a little bit. It makes it just so much harder, keeping that stomach as tight as possible.
Scott, thanks a lot for the great workout. I know I could use some work more in my core and my glutes. They're really feeling it right now as well.
Glad you enjoyed it, Andrew. It was fun.
Hey, and if you're not too tired watching at home, check Victory Sports and Fitness out on their Facebook page.
Whoa. You did miss the wall. She's put a hole in the wall.
Not just looking for sprinkles or to get a cherry on top, the Rainbow Warrior stopped by the creamery to promote a special Nittany Lion paint scheme for his legendary number 24 ride. And yes, fans were anxious to get a glimpse. The Chevrolet SS features the official Penn State blue, and even Gordon himself will don the Nittany Lion on his helmet and fire suit, something that has alumni roaring with excitement.
I like the blue, the different shades, how it's white and obviously Penn State colors. It's not too flashy or anything, it's subtle, kind of like how Penn State is with their blue and white. As long as the car stays clean and out of trouble, it'll be pretty sharp in victory lane, I think.
Jordan's expectations don't seem that bold when looking at Gordon's Pocono resume. 6 wins at the Tricky Triangle put him first all-time at Long Pond. Some added extra pressure this year on those 540 left-hand turns as a rabid fan base cheers on a home state car at a hometown track.
When you know that you have, a whole community of students as well as alumni from Penn State that are going to be pulled for you and going to be disappointed if you don't get it done, that's definitely going to add some pressure.
The partnership made possible by an alumni connection at Exalta Coatings and because of the engineering reputation of Penn State. Students will get to spend time at Pocono learning how NASCAR is more than just driving fast and turning left.
This is not just a branding opportunity. This is truly an opportunity, for students at Penn State to possibly go into racing or go into business or become an employee of a company that's involved in NASCAR, like Exalta, that's a global, coatings business.
For Jordan, it's a win-win.
For him to do it this year with a school I graduated from with an engineering degree was something that was pretty awesome.
We are Penn State! We are Penn State! We are Penn State! Thank you! Woo!
Yeah, we could work on that, Jeff. Andrew Kalista for the center of it all.